Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to our channel. I am Rauf Yassin and you guys are learning ASP.NET MVC 5. Till previous video we have successfully implemented this register functionality, this login functionality, and now any logged in user can access our categories list, create new categories and product list, and edit product, delete and stuff like that. In this video we are going to perform CRUD operations using Bootstrap modal. How to use Bootstrap modal in ASP.NET MVC 5 application, and how to display modal within or form within that modal, and how to display a confirmation beautiful confirmation message box before delete operation. Currently if we click on delete button, we are directly deleting to our we are directly performing delete operation inside without any confirmation box. We'll use delete confirmation box as well. Okay, so from this video to next 2 to 3 videos we will be using Bootstrap modal for our operation. So for this purpose I will create a new model, and I can use existing one, but I'll create new one so that you can become familiar with these models and how to use migrations and stuff like that. And I'll create a supplier model, and let's say I wanna create some property. So this is my model. I will also apply data annotation little bit, not more. I have already explained about data annotation, but I'll only apply to this. Display control dot using system dot component model name is equals to supplier name. Okay, so next I'll go to my package manager console CLS and I'll add a new migration. Before adding migration I'll go to my store context and add this class to my db set. db set of supplier and suppliers. Okay, and then I'll go back and add migration, adding suppliers entity, add. It will generate this migration for us, and I'll simply call update database. Perfect, our migration is applied to our database. Okay, so next thing I'll go to my controllers folder and I'll create another controller and I'll set it as supplier controller. Okay, and first of all I'll display the list of my suppliers. In order to achieve this, first of all I'll initialize the private field of my store context, control dot, and inside constructor equals to new store context. Okay, and now over here I will var suppliers equals to underscore context dot suppliers dot to list. I'll fetch all of my suppliers from database and I'll create a view back property. This time I will not use model because I wanna perform CRUD operations inside a single view, this index view. I will use Bootstrap modal, so that's why I cannot bind my view directly to the IEnumerable of suppliers. So I'll use suppliers equals to suppliers. Okay, and now I right click on view and then add view, MVC5 view and index, and I will specify a list. I will change this list little bit, but I need to generate that HTML for me, and then I will change this little bit. Okay, so first thing I will remove this model because I don't want to bind this model with my view, and I will change this to supplier name, and then I will change to mobile, email and address. Okay, and next I'll copy this variable from here, and instead of iterating over model I will iterate over here, and I will simply cut this and paste it over here and get rid of all of this. Cut it from here, paste it here, and then cut it this, and one more time and for last item I will also change this to this, and I'll cut it from here. And we don't need this detail action, we only need edit and delete. Control F5 and start your application. At this stage what we're getting from our application, okay, we're getting this one. Okay, so I'll apply some more classes over here, table dash bordered, and I'll set the background color of this tr as class is equals to btn dash primary as below. If you refresh right now, okay, we're getting our table. Perfect. Next thing, I wanna set action over here so that this empty, it's looking little bit bad, so I'll set action. Fine, refresh. Perfect. Okay, so this is our view. Now I will create a button over here, and I'll change this index to suppliers list, and I will remove this one. Don't actually remove, I will create an anchor tag over here, so I will add ahref, and I don't want to go anywhere, and I'll set class btn dash primary. Okay, now in order to open my modal, I need another attribute, data dash toggle, and I will set as modal, and I will also set data dash target as my supplier modal. Okay, and then I will create, or you can say, new supplier. Okay, so start your application at this stage. Okay, perfect, we're getting our button over here. When I click on this button, a pop-up should be appear on our view. Fine. Okay, so I will create a bootstrap modal over here, so that in this video we will just displaying that bootstrap modal pop-up, and then in the next video we will design form, and we'll also discuss, we'll also create action result in the our controller, and then we'll use jQuery for this operation. Okay, in order to create modal, you can grab this code from getbootstrap.com. so I'll use div class is equals to modal dash fade, and then I will use id as this id. Okay, so this is our modal div, and within this modal I will create div class is equals to modal dash dialog, and within this dialog I will create another div class is equals to modal dash content. All of my content will be stored inside here, and we need 3 more divs inside this modal content. I need 3 more divs. So first of all, div class is equal to modal dash header, and one more time div class is equals to modal dash body for storing body of our modal, and then I will set another div class equals to modal dash footer. Okay, and inside our header I'll simply create an h2 tag, and I'll set it as class modal dash title, and I will set it as supplier information. Okay, and if you start your application at this stage, click on supplier button. Perfect, we're getting our modal. Perfect, and this is all about in this video. In the next video we will design supplier form inside this modal, and we will also create some buttons in this modal so that you can fill that form and send a request to our server for insert operation. Thank you so much for watching. We'll meet again in the next video where we will design a form, and that we will discuss next. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to our channel. I'm Rauf Yassin, and you guys are learning ASP.NET MVC 5. In the previous video we have displayed a list of records inside this form, inside this HTML table, and we have also created this bootstrap modal. In this video we will design this bootstrap modal, and we will create fields inside this modal according to our model class. Okay, so go back to your view, and over here we have this modal body, and in this modal body I can create a form with an ID of supplier form, And first of all, because we need to bind this view or this form with according to our model, that's why I have created a view back property for this, because I don't want to bind this view with IEnumerable of supplier. I only need supplier, so I will create model and name of my project, then models, then supplier. Okay, so now I can access supplier properties inside my form. So first of all, I will create a label and I will set it as supplier name, and below this I can create html.text box for, and over here I can pass lambda expression m dot name. Okay, so after this I will pass an anonymous object, and over here I will set its class as form dash control, so it looks little bit better. Okay, so if you start your application at this stage, click on here, perfect, we're getting our information fine. Okay, done. Next we will copy this one, and for supplier name, and then if you go to your models folder, look at this, we what name, mobile, email and address. Now I need for mobile, then email, then address. Okay, then supplier mobile, then email, and finally address. Okay, and next thing, m dot mobile, m dot email, and m dot address. Fine, now start this application, click on here, perfect, we're getting our form. And now inside this footer section I will create two buttons for saving or record or cancelling, for the cancellation of this process. Okay, so inside this footer I will create div class of button dash group. We don't have any class, so I can create btn dash group, and inside this I can create a to action link, and for this I don't want to navigate anywhere, and I need the ID of this action as btn save, and then I can specify class btn dash primary, and I can set it as save supplier, and I need one more, so I'll set it as, and I don't want to navigate again anywhere, and I need ID of this btn cancel, btn dash danger, and I will set cancel. Okay, now start this application, click on here, perfect, we're getting our modal perfect, we're getting these buttons, save supplier and cancel, and as we know we're using a class mr-2, and I can create a space between these two buttons. Perfect, our spacing is now accurate. I can also increase the size of these controls. Okay, our form is now ready. Now I will create an action result inside our controller to perform save operation. Okay, so go to your controller, supplier controller, and inside here I will create another HTTP post action, public action result save supplier, and over here I am accepting my supplier. Okay, and I will create an object of my supplier, so I will create, or I can directly create context.suppliers.add, and I can pass this supplier, and then I will set it at context.save changes, and then I will return redirect to an action, and I will set action name as index. After save operation, this will reloaded all of my suppliers inside this view. Okay, now our time is to call jQuery or create jQuery function for calling this action on the button click of this save supplier. Okay, so go to your view. We have create view, and inside we have this. We don't have, basically where's inside supplier. What is this? Where is our view? So go to supplier controller and index, go to view, and we have this supplier, and we have this ID as btn save. Okay, so we need to use jQuery, and before using that we need to add that jQuery reference inside our page. So I'll go to my script section, and we have this jQuery min.js, and I'll drag it over here. Later on we will use, you can say we will use bundling and minification, and that will automatically do this stuff for us, and we will use later on. Okay, so over here I will start a script tag, and inside our script tag I'll create dollar, then document, standard document, and ready, and inside here I will create a function. That's all. Okay, so this is our jQuery function. So inside here, first of all I will look up for this ID button click event. So let's say I will create, you can say dollar, and then I will pass my selector as my ID of my button, and then I will set click, and over here I will create another function, callback function, and inside this callback function I will create variable and supplier form data equals to, and I'll fetch this form data from this supplier form. Okay, so I'll again create dollar, and I'll pass selector as this, and I can set it as serialize. It will serialize all of my form data and will store that form data inside this supplier form data. Okay, so after this I'll start my jQuery, and I'll set $.ajax because we wanna pass ajax request, and inside this array I will pass type of my action as post, and after this I'll pass URL as we know our URL is our controller name supplier, then our action name is save supplier. Let's make sure that we have supplier controller, and inside this controller we have this save supplier action. Okay, and then I'll set my data as supplier form data. Okay, and on success I'll create another function, and inside this function I will simply change window.location .hrefs, and I will refresh basically my URL. So I refresh expense, then index. Okay, so I think we're good to go, and Control S, go to Control F5, new supplier, and let's say we wanna store Islamia suppliers, then mobile, Islamia at gmail.com, and then Islamabad. Click on save supplier. Okay, we are navigating to our expense and index section. If you refresh this section, we don't have any expense. Basically we want to navigate to our supplier indexes. Sorry for this. and change it to supplier. Perfect, we're getting our supplier and we can now save our supplier using this bootstrap modal. If you click again, and let's say I want to add one more supplier, and let's say I want to store that supplier, let's say mark suppliers and mark at gmail.com and London. Click on save supplier. Perfect, we're getting our next supplier. So this is how you can use bootstrap modal, and you can use jQuery Ajax for saving your data inside your controllers and inside your SQL database. So we have created this simple HTTP post request, and we are saving our suppliers data. Thank you so much for watching. We'll meet again in the next video where we will discuss how to display a confirmation message before delete operation. And we will, if you go to our website, click on cancel, we don't have any cancel code over here, so I will also add this. So after this, Ajax request, I will dollar and I will pass selector as my cancel button, btn cancel, and I will generate a click event, and then I will pass my callback function. And over here, after the click of this function, I will simply return my URL of my form to back to the index of supplier. So if you refresh, click on here, perfect, we are navigating back to our index or suppliers list. Thank you so much. We'll meet again in the next video where we will discuss how to click on confirmation box. If you log into our application, log in, go to categories list and click on delete. Look at this, our record is deleted, but we are not getting any confirmation box. But in this case, we will, if you go to your suppliers index, and if I click over here, a beautiful confirmation box pop-up will appear, and it will ask for confirmation, are you sure you want to delete this record, or stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll discuss that next. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to our channel. I'm Rauf Yassin and you guys are learning ASP.NET MVC 5. In the previous video, we have created this beautiful bootstrap modal, and by this we can insert our record. In this video, I will create a delete confirmation pop-up. By clicking on this delete button, a pop-up will appear and ask for confirmation, and if user click on confirm, then our record will be deleted, otherwise it will be cancelled. Okay, so first of all, this is our suppliers list, and we have this table over here in this suppliers list. So let's grab this jQuery Ajax from here to at the end of our form. Okay, so I wanna create another bootstrap modal for displaying a confirmation message box. So I'll grab this code from here. I have already explained in the previous video about this, and I'll change little bit ID. Instead of supplier modal, I will set it as delete modal. Okay, and then modal and confirm. Instead of supplier information, I'll set it as confirm, and over here in the body I will not set anything, and I will set h3, and I'll set are you sure you want to delete this supplier. Okay, and I'll set question mark, and over here I will set delete and cancel, and over here I will set it as btn delete and btn cancel would be fine, and it will work for this one. Okay, so now we need to show this modal by clicking on I need to create a button over here to show this modal, and for confirmation I'll ask to user. So I will create a href, and I'll set hash, and I'll set id as confirm, or I can set it as show modal, and I'll apply class as btn dash danger and delete. Okay, so if you refresh at this stage, we have this button over here. If I click over here, that modal should be displayed. Okay, so I will create an function over here on click, and I will create an function confirm, and inside here I will pass my item ID. Okay, or you can say it's a supplier ID. Okay, now we need to create this confirm function. So over here I will create var confirm, and I'll define my new function. Let's say I wanna show my modal. Okay, so where is my modal? We have this delete modal, and I want to show this one. Okay, so I'll go to my confirm function, and inside here let's say I want to show that, so I'll create dollar and I'll pass my delete modal ID, and then I can set it as modal, and I can pass as within single quote I can pass show. Okay, so let's verify first it is working or not. If I click over here, we are not getting our modal, so let's make sure why we are not getting this one. So inside here we have this id show modal, and on click we are calling our confirm function, and we are passing this id as a parameter. Okay, so on click we should call this function confirm, and we are creating another function. Let's say I wanna cut it from here and I wanna paste it over here after this div. Okay, and we have this confirm and delete modal, idf or modal, and then modal and dot show. I think we are good to go. Oops, we are receiving an id, this id, and we should create this id. We should create a variable for this. So let's say I wanna receive that id over here. Okay, so refresh and click on delete. We're getting nothing. So we have set this id over here, and we have created this confirm. So if you start your application again, refresh this one and click on delete, look at this, nothing is working. So right click and inspect, and go to, look at this, we have two errors. Go to console and refresh this one again one more time, click on delete. Oops, item is not defined. So where is this item? We are passing this id. Oops, we are passing C# item, so we need to set @ over here. And if you refresh, click on this, perfect, we are getting our modal and it's looking fine. Now if I click over here, we are getting nothing, and we need to set or write code for this one. And because this is a delete button, where is this? Look at this, and btn cancel confirm, and copy this one, and you can paste it over here, and you can copy this one more time and paste this from here. Okay, so I hope our cancel button will be working now. Control S and Control F5, click on delete and click on cancel. Perfect, we're getting that one. Now The only need is to create and delete action inside our controller and perform the delete operation. So this is how you can display confirmation box for delete operation, and I'll continue and I'll create delete operation and I'll done the server side code and ajax call in my next video. So thank you so much for watching. We'll meet again in the next video. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to our channel. I am Rauf Yassin and you guys are learning ASP.NET MVC 5. In the previous video we have created this beautiful bootstrap modal dialog for confirmation of delete operation. Okay, and in this video, and we have also coded this cancel button. Okay, in this video we will write our server side code and we will also write for code for this button, and we will make a ajax call for deletion operation. Okay, so first of all I will go to my supplier controller and I will create another action result for delete operation. Okay, then I'll go to my client side code, http post, and then I will create an action JSON result because we don't want to return anything from this JSON result, and I will set it as delete, and over here I'll pass ID as the parameter, and I can also okay, so now I will create a variable result equals to false, and then first of all I will fetch this result this supplier from my database. So var supplier equals to underscore context dot suppliers dot first or default. First of all I'll fetch this from database, so s goes to s dot id equals to this id. Okay, and then I'll make sure that our supplier exists in our database. So supplier is not equals to null, then I'll do this stuff. Okay, otherwise I'll simply return JSON, and in this I'll pass this result variable and I'll set JSON behavior dot allow get. Okay, so if our supplier is null, then simply this return or result will be returned as false, and then we can handle at the client side something went wrong or anything else. Okay, and if our supplier exists in our database, so I'll simply call context dot suppliers dot remove, and then I can pass supplier over here. Okay, and then I can pass context dot save changes, and I can override result variable to true. Okay, so if our supplier exists, this result will become true and will be returned as true to the response of our client side. Okay, so our server side code is complete. Okay, so now it's time to go back to our client side and we'll look at that what we have done inside our client side. Okay, so we have this on click function, and on click we are displaying our modal and we are passing this ID, but we don't have use this ID in our confirm function. Okay, so first of all I want to preserve the value of this ID, so I will create input type is equals to hidden to store temporarily this ID, and I will set it as supplier ID. Okay, so this will be hidden field inside our form. So when a user click on this confirm button or basically this delete button, not this one, we should confirm start again, so it should be displayed accurately. Get rid of this one, and okay, when user click on this delete button, look at this, we're getting this confirmation box. So we need to store the ID of this supplier, because if you know we are passing ID of this supplier inside this delete call. So if you go back and look at this, we're passing this ID. When user click on this button, we will store this ID inside this hidden field so that we can reuse that ID when a user click on confirm button inside our modal. Okay, so I will create another reference. So before showing modal, I can first I will store jQuery, and then I'll pass reference to my supplier ID, and then I can use val equals to this ID. Okay, so I am storing this ID as the value of this text box. So let's say instead of hidden, for the demonstration, let's make it text and start your application to make sure what we are getting. If I click over here, look at this, we're getting nothing. Cancel, we don't have anything inside this modal. Okay, so first, that's why I have set this to true, so that we can make sure we are getting correct value or not. So when we click on confirm button, we are receiving this ID, and we should pass this ID inside this val variable. Okay, val function. Okay, and now we can make sure, refresh this, and if I click over here, perfect, look at this, pop-up is displayed and this ID is stored in text box. Now if I click on this, I can pass this ID to my server side code for deletion operation. If I cancel this one and click on this, perfect, we're perfectly getting our value into this text box. Now we have verified. Now I can change this to hidden. Perfect. Okay, so after this, our ID is now stored inside this hidden field, and now we are good to go to do something more. Okay, now go to, we wanna do, when we click on this delete button, we should create an action for this button. Okay, so let's look at btn delete. It's btn delete. Now we can create a jQuery ajax call, and over here I will create dollar, and I will pass reference to my button btn delete, and then I can click, and over here I will create my callback function. Perfect. Okay, so over here I can write any logic I can easily write over here. Okay, so first of all, I will fetch this ID, and I will store this ID inside a variable. So I will create var ID equals to this, and I will first of all I will fetch ID from text box and store that ID inside this variable, and then I can make an ajax call. So jQuery.ajax, and over here I'll pass object. Okay, so in this I'll simply pass type as post, and then I can pass URL. URL will be slash supplier controller slash delete action. Okay, and next thing I will pass ID as parameters, where I write data, and I will set ID equals to, and let's change this to underscore ID so that we can differentiate these two variables. So underscore ID. Okay, so we are setting our ID variable, and then after getting response I will simply write success, and then I will write function, and inside I will receive my result that I am returning from this JSON result. I am returning this result variable. Okay, so I will receive this result inside this function, and I can write my logic. Okay, so first of all I will hide my modal. This modal model I will hide when the response returns from server. I can simply hide this one, and I can also change the value of my hidden field. Okay, so I'll also reset its value, and I'll set it as, instead of this ID I will set null. Perfect. My hidden field is also set to null. Modal is you can say disappear by using this hide function. And next I will display the edge cases. If this result is returned as false from my server side, then I can simply write alert, and over here I can write something went wrong while processing your request. Okay, so inside this success function I'll have to use this result variable. So if result is equals to true, then do this thing, and otherwise I'll create this else statement as a part of this result. Okay, perfect. Okay, we are receiving that result inside this success function. If result will be true returned from this function, then our modal will be disappeared, and this ID will also be disappeared from this. Okay, and then I can again refresh my location so that our records are populated again with the existing suppliers. Okay, and otherwise if we got any error, this pop-up or alert will be displayed. Okay, now control F5 and start your application, and click on try to delete this Islamia. Click on delete. Let's click on cancel. Okay, right click, inspect, and make sure we don't have any errors. No, we don't have any errors. Now click on delete and click on delete. Perfect, we are getting our desired output, and we have successfully deleted our supplier using this beautiful confirmation box, and done. Okay, so this is how you can use Bootstrap modal for performing insert operation and for asking a confirmation box for before delete operation, so that user can make sure he for sure want to delete our supplier or any record. So you can reuse this code for all of your existing or new tables, so that it will improve the look and feel of your application. So thank you so much for watching. We'll meet again in the next video, where we will discuss more about ASP.NET MVC5, Entity Framework, jQuery, Ajax, and stuff like that. Thank you so much. We'll take a look at that next.